They say you can't just get wisdom from reading a book, but you can get it from the garden. The garden's been talking to me, sharing lessons and wisdom, and in my 40s, she's been talking even louder. You see, this old camellia is about 40 years old, and she sits right in the middle of a full sun rose garden. But here's the thing, she's a Camellia japonica, and they require shade. They can even thrive in full shade. But this camellia grew up under the protection of some old dogwood trees that are no longer here. And she grew so strong and so large in those years that now she can make her own shade with her canopy. And she shades her own roots and is able to protect herself. And she's thriving. And now she's my favorite thing that I have growing back here in this garden, because she's a symbol of the strength that comes with age. How if we can adapt and persevere, the results are beautiful. She quietly stands proud as a queen among the roses. Slow living is about noticing, and the garden has taught me to notice beauty outside of my garden. Last spring, we found this beautiful wisteria vine covering the trees behind this little church. I might have just drove right by and never noticed if I hadn't been looking for the beauty. But I was looking, and boy, did she find me. And then in the fall, we came across this little farm tucked away, growing tons of cosmos and sunflowers. And we also came across this gorgeous historic garden, patiently preserved through time, with many lessons to teach. Now let's head back to my garden and see what else she's been saying. Even these old oak trees have something to say. They have grown tall and strong, but they've learned to bend in the wind, and they know when to compromise. The garden has also taught me patience. This blue hydrangea didn't bloom at all for the first 3 years that I lived at this property, and I almost dug her out of the garden. But I waited and I fertilized her, and look at her now. And over here, there's a really old rose that grows. She has a really woody stem. Her shape isn't so great anymore, and she succumbs to some disease every year. But I keep her because she's beautiful when she blooms, and she's another reminder of the beauty that comes with age. My garden has taught me a lot about legacy. You see these lilies along this fence line? They were planted by the gardener before me, and they bloom profusely every season. They require almost no care because they're so strong. Now I get to enjoy them, and my children get to enjoy them. Her legacy lives on in our joy. And it's a powerful realization that what we leave behind matters. The gardener before me left me irises and all kinds of beautiful bulbs. My first years in this garden, I didn't love exactly the placement of some things, but now I wouldn't move them for the world. Instead, I add on to the beauty that she left me and add on to her legacy. The gardener before me gardened in the 1980s, and I am certain that she never dreamed back then that her garden would end up on something called the internet. Sometimes I sit and wonder what the gardener before me was like, and I think about how much I wish I could meet her. She's made this summer sweet with crepe myrtles. And in the springtime, the saucer magnolias dance in the wind. And our peach trees give us at least 1,000 peaches every July, with about 100 or so that we can actually eat. I'm thankful for all the beauty that she left, that now I get to enjoy. The garden is talking, and I'm listening. And in midlife, I finally understand that life, like a garden, is meant to be slow, observed, and cherished. Every leaf, every bloom, and every sunset is a lesson in noticing, adapting, and finding wisdom and beauty in places never expected. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you right back here in the next video really soon. Bye guys.